Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all doing well today. You know, we're all going through it, getting through it, but we will be okay. It's all temporary, right? It's just the beginning to positive change, even though it doesn't feel positive right now. So this recorded video is for the divine masculines and the divine feminines who are on a twin flame journey, and they will understand it and relate to it a lot more. But I also feel like even as a collective, anyone who's been in love or been in a relationship will be able to relate to this letter that I will be reading to you all. So the other day, I was talking to one of my divine feminines during a Reiki session before I was mandated not to work from my office anymore. And I do get, and I know I've mentioned this in a couple of my videos, is I get a lot of twin flames that come to me for healing. You know, a lot of them come for Reiki, to heal them, to balance them, to help them understand the things that are going on with them, so that they can get to that place of healing all of that, those inner wounds and things that are stopping them from moving forward on this journey, helping them, you know, to release and heal a lot of the things that are going on with them. As for everyone who comes to me for Reiki, it's about healing, you know, our old selves, our wounds, and, you know, becoming better versions of ourselves, right? So anyway, she read this story to me, this letter, I should say, that she wrote a few years back. I guess maybe a couple years ago. And she's been on the twin flame journey for many years. And she recited this poem, I guess you can say, but really a letter to her divine masculine. And when she read this letter to me, or this poem to me, it touched me so deeply, so deeply. And I just knew at that very moment that I wanted to share it with all the divine masculines and divine feminines who are on this twin flame journey. But like I said earlier, it's for anyone, I believe, who has been in a relationship of love, you know, that's been in love, you know, and been frustrated in love. But we know the twin flame journey is the most frustrating because we are really forced to heal a lot of our deep stuff. We have no choice. We have to, because it's part of our mission's work, and we need to heal all of those parts and aspects of our lives in order to share the message and to share our experiences and to shine our lights and to help humanity and teach unconditional love. Like, really, the twin flame journey is truly about unconditional love, you know, and everything in the world with ourselves. It's about unconditional love. You have to have that unconditional love, really. But the twin flame journey, divine counterpart journey, true unconditional love. And that's the challenge and the test in this journey, right? To get to the place where we have such unconditional love for ourselves. And twin flames are, you know, two souls pulled apart, but are one, to become one from the start. And in order for us to be in complete divine union, we have to really have healed every aspect of our lives, because our mission and our purpose is to share that with the world, right? So again, get your tissues ready, because it touched me so deeply, and I just knew it. I just knew I had to share it, and I asked her if it was okay, and she was more than happy to share that experience through the letter from the divine feminine to the divine masculine. And like I said, a lot of divine counterparts will be able to relate to this letter. But before I read the letter, I did want to read the cards, the oracle messages that were pulled for my Divine Feminine. So, my darlings, are you ready? Here we go. So, of course, feminine energy. Feminine energy. Beautiful feminine energy, right? And remember, we all have feminine and we all have masculine. It all depends on which part you're using. And when you get it into balance, it's even more amazing. So let's start with the description of the feminine energy, okay? And what it truly represents in detail. Feminine energy, darkness, the moon, the tides, the quiet gestation before the chaos, the void. These are all aspects of feminine energy: passive, waiting, gestating, and nurturing. It is the opposite of the prior card, so very different, yet the perfect companion. Perhaps you have yet to find your feminine side. The life you are leading right now has given you opportunities to embrace this part of you. But between the two opposing energies, feminine energy is the harder one to embrace. It requires trust and lack of fear. Trust that all is as it should be, and the absence of the fear of things not getting done. Perhaps in the past you had been hurt when you were embracing your feminine energy, physically or mentally. This was the free will of the person who hurt you. It was not caused by being who you were. Do not let the action of another dictate who you need to be. Examine your feminine side. Become friends with her again. Alternately, this card represents an important woman in the seeker's life. Yes, the feminine energy. We feel it intensely, don't we? It's that emotional part of us. We're such emotional creatures. And again, like I said, you can be male or female, but just in general, the feminine energy, we're very nurturing. You know, we're intuitive, we're loving, caring, and emotional as hell. So if you use that description and apply it now to the twin flame journey, now you know why the twin flame journey is so difficult, because our divine counterpart really tests us in learning to bring all of that into balance with our masculine side, so that we don't operate purely on emotions. We need to learn how to balance it out as well. So that is the definition of a true divine feminine energy. Okay. The other card that was pulled was let go. Let go. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. There you go. That's so important to understand. It really is. Because it is when we begin to let go that we're able to release all of that energy that we're holding on to that has to do with what we perceive as the outcome, right? Or we think is going to be the outcome in our lives, or what we think it's supposed to be, right? We try to control it. We try to, say this is what it's supposed to be, but we have no control over that. We have no control over it. So when we can get to that place of allowing ourselves to just let go all of the stuff that we're holding on to, acknowledge it, because you need to acknowledge it. It's part of your lessons that you're supposed to learn, right? And when we get to the place of trusting our guidance, our higher good, letting go won't be as difficult, because I feel like letting go is more about just acknowledging the things that are going on with us, not allowing ourselves to be attached to the outcome, not allowing ourselves to be attached to the emotions, you know. Yes, we are supposed to feel those emotions because they're part of who we are, but we shouldn't let those emotions control us, you know. We need to acknowledge them, release them, and let go, right? Just let it flow, let it go. Trust that everything is a lesson. Every experience is a lesson, right? And we have the power to just release that. I know it's difficult when we talk about emotions, and this was the feminine energy is very emotional. Dealing with emotions is hard. It's really hard. And that's why so many people would rather suppress those emotions than release them or heal them. You know, heal them or release them. They rather repress, they rather suppress, because it's easier to run away from those emotions than to have to deal with it. That's how we create the blocks within our mind, body, and spirit. You know, energetic blocks are emotions that we hold on to. That's truly what stops us from moving forward. It's not until we allow those emotions to come up to the surface and start to heal them will we start to release those energy blocks. And energy blocks, like I said, if we continue to keep those emotions suppressed and we create those blocks, they do start to affect our everyday life. You know, that they have to be released and healed, or they're going to show up in some way. They have to. So they can show up in physical problems. They can show up in illnesses. They can show up in anxiety and depression because we're holding on so tightly to those emotions, or we suppress them so deeply that we don't even realize they're there. And it's not until we start to see what's going on with our lives and we're all of a sudden we're anxious or we're depressed or we're going through all these crazy emotional ups and downs, physical problems and illnesses, and it's because those emotions want to come up. They need to come up. They need to be healed. They need to be released. So letting go is so important in order for the energy to flow the way that it should, because it's meant to flow. Our energy is meant to flow. It's not meant to be held back or repressed or suppressed or restricted, right? All right. So that is that. Now, are you ready? Are you ready for the Divine Feminine's letter to her Divine Masculine on this twin flame journey that has been so crazy and so emotional and such a roller coaster ride for so many people in the twin flame, on the twin flame journey? So, I'm ready. Whew, I hope I don't cry. And thank you to my beautiful Divine Feminine for allowing me to share this with everyone. Not only will it really hit a lot of the divine counterparts' twin flame journey, but I also feel like it is going to touch a lot of other people who have been in relationships and in search of relationships, or, you know, anything to do with love, right? So I'm going to take a drink of water, and then I'm going to read a Divine Feminine's love story to her Divine Masculine. Interesting. Kim's song Love just came on. Okay. Ground and breathe. Again, beautiful Divine Feminine, you know who you are. I love you, girl. And I really, really do appreciate you for allowing this story to be. Sorry, my video got cut out for whatever reason. I have no idea. There's so many weird energies happening. All right, everyone, get that box of tissues. As I promised, here is the poem, letter, whatever way you look at it, from the Divine Feminine to her Divine Masculine. Enjoy it. And I also encourage anyone who is on this twin flame journey, if they have a story to tell, contact me. Let me know. I would love to share it. You can email me at reikibyisabella@gmail.com. Okay. Or Facebook message me, Reiki by Isabella, or DM me in Instagram, Reiki by Isabella. I'd really be curious to hear your story. And if it's something you would like me to share, I would love to share it. Okay, so here we go. My beautiful divine feminine. Ready? Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you the story of the divine feminine to her divine masculine. Can you keep a secret? It's dark and murky, vague and confusing. It's heavy and it hurts. Imagine pretending to being just a good friend, but it's fake. Imagine yearning to be front and center, but you can't. Each aspect of your life has its own individual file. It's in alphabetical and in chronological order. Never ever out of place, not even for a little while. From the outside, it's so beautiful. See my feelings about you, and my life is not separate. It's intertwined like the roots of a tree. Solid, firm, grounded, and whole, but not pretty. I love you. No other. You are the breath that I take. I want to be around you, touch you, console you, take care of you, but I can't. I can only exist behind closed doors after dark, not allowed to scream, get angry, or express my frustrations about being in this box. It's stifling and boring. I feel all alone. I'm so used to not getting the kinds of hug that would let me melt in your arms. The kind of kisses where you hold my face and gently slip your tongue in my mouth, passionately yet playfully. That I don't hear the words that you miss me or love me. My heart aches right now. Do you feel it? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm ready to cry. Whew. I've allowed myself to accept the scraps that this relationship gives me. I swallow the hurt and bury the pain of not knowing what your day-to-day life is like, what your most vulnerable thoughts are, what joys you have, what burdens you face. Our current way of interacting with each other doesn't allow for us to be fully 100% present. We function, we get by, but ultimately we are on life support, just there, not really alive. Being physically around you feels like a slow death right now, like blood slowing, leaving my body one drip at a time. I hear it sometimes, the drip, in the middle of our usual banter. Hey, how are you? I'm good, can't complain. Drip. How's work? Drip. How's your mom? Drip. It's always there. I pretend to ignore it. It doesn't stop. It doesn't go away. But when I close my eyes, I see us soaring in the sky like two eagles, free and wild, side by side, graceful and powerful, flowing easily, magnificently with the wind under our wings. I want to be here forever. I can't go on like this, accepting crumbs and a tiny shred of your time. I need to let go. I have to make space to receive what I really want and need. Doesn't mean I stop loving you. I couldn't even if I wanted to. The truth is, I carry my love for you. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go. I take you to my happy place with me, where we watch sunsets and drink rum together. I take you to the park with me, where we watch old couples holding hands and laughing. And most of all, I take you with me when I'm being recognized for something great. You will be right there watching me as I deliver my speech, and you will be so proud of me. These moments are real. These moments have helped me survive this. As I grit and bear it, as I smile, as I behave so passively, so nonchalantly, that it's all good. But the time has come that I move from surviving to thriving. It's time for me to fly, and it's time to say goodbye. I apologize for the video cutting off. I guess the energy was so intense for my video too. But wasn't that an amazing, touching story? Letter that was written from a divine feminine to her divine masculine. And I know a lot of you guys can relate to this story. It's so real, it's so true. And in this runner, chaser, twin flame journey, so many of us have felt this way. You know, have felt like we want to just give up. Oh my goodness, look at that. Just soul of a woman. Holy shit. Wow, you can't make this shit up. Wow. That's going to be the song for this recording. I'm going to try to piece these together. I don't know why, what's going on. I have to figure out why. Maybe it's just I'm running out of memory. I don't know. But I wanted to read that because I really felt like you guys needed to hear that. And, you know, I want you to also look at it as now, even though it ended with saying goodbye, it wasn't meant like goodbye, because really in the twin flame journey, you really never say goodbye. It's you're connected. You know, you're connected in the 5D, you're together in the 5D. In the 3D, we at some points in this journey, we have to take a break. We need to move away, and separation happens, right? That's when the separation happens. And the separation happens because the energetic connection with our twin flames is so intense and so confusing. And it hurts like hell when we can't connect. And we're not being able to connect because it's not divine timing yet. The divine timing, when we can actually connect and connect as a divine, in a divine union, is when we have done the work that we need to do within ourselves. So we need to step away from time to time, if things are not changing, to make those changes and to heal the stuff that needs to be healed within ourselves, right? So that when we do finally come together in divine timing, as a divine union, we have gone through and heal all that we need to heal. So sometimes we have to force ourselves to step away, to say goodbye, because it's stagnated, because there's no change that's not happening. Or maybe our divine is in another relationship, or, you know, we can't connect fully the way that we should be connecting, or we're supposed to be connecting. Again, because we have to heal our own individual wounds and things that are going on with us before we can even come into divine union. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And also, I am serious. If there is other people on this twin flame journey that would like to share their story, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to me. I feel like I'm going to do a series of different videos about this journey and share it with all of you guys. You know, we're not alone. We're not alone. So it's all about unconditional love, honey. All about unconditional love. We really truly have to be in love with ourselves, and we really have to have that unconditional love for ourselves before we can even give it to anyone else, even our divine counterparts. We really need to be cleared of a lot of our stuff before we can come into divine union. And then when we come into divine union, it will be amazing. Amazing. So tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what you thought about that story. It was so touching. It was so touching. So have an amazing day. This will be my last video for today because I think I'm a little wiped out. But reach out. Follow me on YouTube, Reiki by Isabella. Subscribe to my channel. Like the videos. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook. Reach out to me through email, reikibyisabella@gmail.com. And what other way can you reach out? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, well, you can visit my website as well and see the services that I offer. And again, because of what's going on, I am offering remote Reiki healing sessions. So you can visit my website for more information. It's isabella-reiki.com. Have a beautiful day. Love all of you.